Hey, what's up, guys? Just recently I did a video on the reasons of why I believe that Chris Jericho and AJ Styles shouldn't be tag champs. And it's that time of the year where wrestling season is right around the corner and you can expect the unexpected. And I couldn't help but actually think, because I had missed Monday Night Raw last night, and one of the interesting topics that I've been hearing a lot about is John Cena. Now, from what I heard, he made a return last night to Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't know if he actually did, but this is what I've heard. And I couldn't help but actually bring up his name and do this video, as I will call it, my problems with early John Cena returns. Now, John Cena, without a question, is a good wrestler, and a lot of people hate him, a lot of people like him, and I can understand why the people that hate him hate him. I can understand that because they've tried to build him as being the franchise for the last over 10 years since, last almost 11 years now, since 2005. And at this point it's getting really annoying because you start to wonder when are they going to make someone else as the public face of the company. But that's on some people's end. And then some people like him. There are some Cena fans out there. Me personally, I can understand both ends. I'm not going to say either one because this is just my thought and no one has to agree with me. That's not what I'm talking about this for. But, I've noticed from 2007 to now, John Cena has had injuries and he's managed to come back early. And I just have a huge problem with that. That's why I titled this video, My Problems with Early John Cena Returns, because, the more early you come, the more you are at risk to get hurt even more. And I personally think that if John Cena is going to get involved in WrestleMania 32, the last thing he should do is actually wrestle. I think he should serve as one of those things they said he should serve as, either referee or an enforcer or something like that, because I know his compassion for WrestleMania 32, but let's think about it. Think about the other people who missed out at WrestleMania from injury. Triple H, for example. Triple H got hurt in 2007, right before WrestleMania, in a tag match with Shawn Michaels against Team Ready RKO. Now, Triple H was not going to be able to recover in time, and he missed out at WrestleMania 23. So, it's kind of unfair, and I'm not saying that, we don't know what doctors they have. We don't know what they do differently with these people. And I think one of the reasons why Cena has been able to return more early than other wrestlers is because they've had injuries at other parts. He's had injuries mainly on his arm. And let's not forget in 2008 when he almost broke his neck when Batista did that Batista bomb. And even that, I didn't understand how he came back so early. So, I don't know what it is they do, but it's kind of crazy because I've always felt like when someone comes back early, you're only at risk to hurt yourself even more. And let's not forget that when you break something in your body, you tear something, your body's never going to be the same. And when you get older, you will start to have the effects from whatever that was that you got hurt. And, I understand it. They're wrestlers. They're very compassionate. This is their sport. I love wrestling to death, so I understand the reasons why some of them might come early. But I know plenty of wrestlers who, when they were hurt, it took them months to come back when they were in the WWE. And I just find it pretty crazy of how John Cena seems to be the only person who, when he gets hurt, he's only out for like literally 2 or 3 months, and then he's back. And I just, like I said, my whole issue with that is the problem of him basically just making it more easier for him to hurt himself is the issue I have with that. You got people like Seth Rollins, who's been out since November, longer than Cena. You know, you got people who have actually been hurt for a long time, who would almost take a year to recovery. And then there's John Cena, who somehow finds a way, who every time right before WrestleMania finds a way to come back. I'm going to put it like this. If John Cena can somehow get in WrestleMania 32, if for some reason he wrestled, no matter who it would be against, this should be one of those WrestleManias where he is the guy to lose. Let me explain why. As I've said before in the other video about AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, one of the things that Chris Jericho is really good at is putting young talent over. At this point, Cena has no reason to win at WrestleMania. He really doesn't. There's no big storyline as a reason for him to win. He's won the last 3 WrestleManias in a row. And, you know, the last one that he lost was against The Rock, and The Rock wasn't even a young talent. But that's just what I'm talking about. Cena at this point has no reason to actually win at WrestleMania if for some reason he wrestled. You know, and I'm just going to be quite honest with that. Because a lot of people always say how Cena buries young talent. This is one of those WrestleManias where, you know, as they say in NXT, the future is now. I honestly think that if Cena, for some reason, they put him in a match, whoever that person he faced, that person should win. And they should win clean. The same way how Kevin Owens beat him at the Elimination Chamber last year clean, that person should win clean. Because let's be realistic. Cena is not in any control of the creative team. You know, they do what they want to do. That's why the company is the way it is now, because of some of the things the creative team does, and a lot of their decisions are not always smart. You know, we see the effects from that, which is why a lot of people saying that, you know, they want Shane McMahon to take over, but we'll see how that goes out, and I might make a video about that whole situation. But anyway, you know, we see the effects of that, and, you know, John Cena, without a question, I have nothing against him, and you know, I can understand both people's point of views of what they think of him, but I'm gonna be quite honest real quick. You know, John Cena, I personally believe, other than what I just said about if he wrestles, that the person should be able to beat him clean. I personally believe that he should have no reason to even be at WrestleMania. Honestly. But because, you know, they're saying he is, then my biggest thing, as I was saying earlier, he should be either enforcer or something like that they were saying. Should have no reason to be actually wrestling. Just because of the risk of hurting himself more. Because I know John Cena, it doesn't really affect him. But it will affect him later on in life. And, you know, like I said before, he's had a tendency of making early returns for a while. And I just have a huge problem with that, because I don't understand, you know, I never really liked when wrestlers come back so quick. I love them returning, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it because they're back. I'm like, oh my God, they're back on TV. But it's the fact that they're returning early. So what if all it takes is for something as little, a little botch or something really little of a move to get them hurt again? And that is the issue I have with early John Cena returns. And if you notice, some of his injuries have been held in the arm going back to what he had in 2007. So we pretty much are seeing that injury he had in 2007 when he tore a part of his arm has kind of still had issues now, because even some of his recent injuries have been on one of his arms. Because I think it was really, I can't remember which arm it was that he tore it, but we've seen recent things of that continuation of him having injuries with his arm. And I'm not saying he's the only person, because, Randy Orton's out right now too from multiple injuries. But, just look at Tyson Kidd, for example. Tyson Kidd, he is hurt to the point where his career is done. And that's just sad. And I don't ever want that to happen to Cena, but I'm just saying, anything can happen. And if you don't be securely safe, and if you're not 100%, you're more likely to injure yourself. This is why Shawn Michaels, you look back in 1998, WrestleMania 14, leading up to that time, he got injured at the Royal Rumble. To be safe, they kept him out of No Way Out the very next month. So he kept doing promos, but he wasn't doing active wrestling. And he didn't wrestle again at WrestleMania. But you could see the effects of the back injury that he had prior to WrestleMania, a couple of, at the Royal Rumble against The Undertaker. You could see it, and this is why after WrestleMania he was gone for a long time. Now, like I said, these may seem as bad comparisons, and I understand that. You don't have to agree with comparisons. I don't have to be right. I know I don't have to be right. But I'm just using these examples of people that I've actually seen get hurt, and they take much longer to recuperate. And John Cena just has this thing where I don't know what it is. He just has to come back before WrestleMania. And it's like at some point in your career, if you keep getting hurt, you're going to miss WrestleMania. Or you might even get injured right before WrestleMania, which could be one of the worst things, but it could happen. As they say, anything can happen in the WWE. And, I remember seeing something about Vince McMahon trying to ban injuries. There's no way in heck that you're going to ban injuries when that's just something that happens. That is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard, because you can't ban injuries because it just happens. If that's the case, going back to a video I've seen, that would just mean they would make it so fake that it'd be ridiculous. But like I said, that's another story. But anyway, John Cena, like I said before, that's what this whole video about. The problems I have with early John Cena returns. I personally believe that if he's going to be at WrestleMania like they're saying he is, he should not have any wrestling interaction. If he does have wrestling interaction, actually wrestling, the person he faced should beat him. And if it's going to be a young talent, he should definitely beat Cena. Because like I said before, other people deserve opportunities. Other people deserve a reason. Shoot, if he had won against AJ Styles, that would be a really good match for AJ Styles' career. As I've talked about AJ Styles before, this is one of the reasons why I felt like they should break away for that whole AJ Styles Chris Jericho thing. But if he faced AJ Styles, that would be perfect for AJ Styles. And it would work perfect. But like I said, Cena, if he's at WrestleMania, and if, most likely he should not be wrestling. If he does wrestle, the person should beat him. He should, put that person over. And of course, the whole thing, in my whole opinion, honestly, is that I don't even think he should be at this WrestleMania. But, it is what it is. So, thank you guys for watching this video. And put a thumbs up if you like it. You don't have to like it, but put a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe. Peace.